Tipping culture in America.
I have become so good at pressing that no tip button when you turn that screen around towards me.
If you're going out to a restaurant and you don't tip, if you don't have the money to tip, don't have the money to go out to eat.
Amen.
So recently, I bought a drink from a store, I grabbed it myself, and when I went to go purchase it, the screen asked me for a 25% tip. At that point, I realized, who aren't we tipping? Today, we're going to be exploring different viewpoints on tip culture to see where I agree and disagree within this topic.
Not proud of it, but man enough to admit it, I have become so good at pressing that no tip button when you turn that screen around towards me. Why? Because you did absolutely nothing. When I walked up to the counter, you just stared at me. So then I had to be the one to start conversation with you. And you're the one getting paid to work here.
I strongly agree with that. If there's really no service and I'm at the kiosk bringing in my food, what would be the point of me paying extra for service, which typically is a tip? You're paying extra for good service. That's why we tip people to begin with. So I don't understand the reason that there even is a tip option.
That's crazy. How have our social skills gotten so bad? And it's funny to me because a lot of people are like, oh, well, AI, all this robot stuff is going to take our jobs. As they should, because at least they say, hi, how are you? And then, thanks, have a great day. You can't even do that. And you're not looking at me anyway, so I guess it's no different than having a computer do your job. Do better.
I agree with that, but even if someone does say hi or hello, if you're just taking your order at a kiosk, I still don't think that deserves a tip. And AI replacing our jobs, that's a different conversation. That will definitely have an impact on the economy and people if that does happen. But I do agree in regards to what she's saying about tipping when you're just taking your order yourself and no one's helping you.
Just asked me for a tip.
Yeah.
But I took the order myself.
Yeah, I know.
And it's to go.
Yep.
But I still have to leave a tip.
Yeah, you do. Make sure to leave a tip.
Okay, so I will say he was at Shake Shack in that clip, and I know that because I work at Shake Shack. The difference between Shake Shack and like a typical McDonald's or something, we bring the food to you. Even when it's to go, when it's to stay, we get your order and we walk it to you and we say, here you go, have a nice day. I don't think you should have to tip when you do that, but I will understand why people would tip there as opposed to a Starbucks or a McDonald's, a Wendy's, etc. Because there is some service involved at Shake Shack. Similar to Chick-fil-A, there's more service. It's like fast casual food. Fast food and fast casual food are two different things. Fast casual, there's more service. Fast food, there's not that much service involved.
What, bring back my car?
Yeah, they took care of it while you were gone.
They just parked it. That's what I'm paying the parking fee for.
You still have to leave a tip.
What percentage this time?
Usually $20 is the job.
$20? I was just asked to leave a tip for them handing me a paper towel.
Yeah, that's pretty common here.
Yeah, but I could have done it myself.
I know, but he was being nice. You didn't have to.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to tip for that.
Well, you should have.
I just got asked to leave a tip even though I picked it out myself.
Yeah, always have to tip.
Yeah, but they didn't make it. It's just a bottle of water.
Yeah, but you got it from their store.
Yeah, and that's why I'm paying the price. Why would I leave a tip on top?
That's exactly how I felt when I had to tip. Well, I didn't have to tip, but when I got asked to tip for buying my own drink at the self-checkout. Of course, he's exaggerating to an extent, but he's actually not when you think about it. In America, this is literally tip culture. It's insane. Tipping does not feel like a choice now. It feels mandatory now. It feels obligatory. Is that a word? But it feels like you have to do it. And that's annoying. You feel pressure. You feel bad if you don't tip. And it sucks because not in America, different cultures. If you don't know in Japan, I think tipping culture it's like one of those foreign concepts that many people don't understand about Americans. Some countries, like I said, Japan, bro, you tip in Japan, that's an insult.
Top of that.
Because you're in the US.
I just served myself and still got asked to leave a tip.
Yeah, you should be used to this by now.
So you have to tip for literally everything here.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
I think it's about to say how servers don't have a livable wage. I don't want to be rude or anything, but bro, it's on the company. They should be the ones making fair wages for their workers. And plus, working at Shake Shack, I make decent living. $15 an hour at Shake Shack. That's not bad. I mean, of course, I don't pay bills, but $15 an hour is not bad.
Man, fuck tipping culture, bro. I just went to a frozen yogurt spot. Bro, he turns the iPad around. It's 18, 20, or 25% tip. Like, bitch, I filled up my own Froyo cup. What do you mean you need a tip? You ain't getting that fucking tip. You ain't to do shit, buddy.
100% agree. 100% agree. I don't even believe tipping should be an option at those type of jobs where there's no service. Again, at Shake Shack, I understand. You tipping at a restaurant, a sit-down restaurant, I understand. You tipping your barber, your hairstylist. You tipping DoorDash delivery drivers or your delivery driver. Those things, they make sense. They're serving you. But tipping when you're doing it yourself, what's the point of that? I don't understand the point of that.
I think that when it comes to tipping, if you're going out to a restaurant and you don't tip, if you don't have the money to tip, don't have the money to go out to eat.
Amen.
I will agree with them to an extent. Because if you genuinely do not have the money to leave like a 25% tip, you got way bigger problems. You should not be going out at all. You should be eating inside the house. If you, let's say you go out and you get like a $40 meal, you can't tip. You actually don't have the finances to tip 25% without that hurting you. You genuinely should not be doing anything. You should get a job and work forever. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but yeah, I do get what they're saying. You actually should not be leaving the house because that is kind of concerning. But I don't believe in the pressure of having to tip. You know, I believe people shouldn't be made fun of or bullied because they don't tip. Of course, I tip. You know, I have the income working at Shake Shack because I'm pretty frugal that I can go out to dinner and pay for it and leave a tip. But I don't think that someone leaving a bad tip should be like the end all be all. You know what I mean? And if we tipped less, I honestly think that these workers would actually start to get paid more because there'll be less of them wanting to work that job.
Like, if you're gonna sit here and say, well, tips are optional, bullshit. Those
if you have the
waitresses and wait staff make $2.85 an hour plus tips. They are not working.
Is he talking about America? In America, you are required, well, minimum wage at least is $7.25. I've not seen a job paying a worker $7.25, at least where I'm from. I live in Michigan, a suburb of Detroit. I don't think there's like any job here that pays $7.25. Your least, the lowest of least that I've seen, maybe $10. But they're making at least minimum wage. I don't know if he's exaggerating, but yeah, you can't figure out that business right now who's making their workers work for $2.85. That business is getting shut down.
And some people will run their asses to death and then not tip them anything. That's bullshit.
Yeah, some people, I was a server once.
Eat at home, bitch.
You'll have 3 glasses of sweet tea drink before I can even get to your order.
Yeah, I know.
And then you'll tip $4 on a damn $100 bill.
If you can't tip at a restaurant, that's bullshit. I tip 20% wherever I go, unless the service just sucks, and then I'll tip like 15%.
Bro, if the service sucks, you're getting a fat $0 tip. Why would you tip someone if the bro? Tips, I feel like they used to, I don't know the history, at least in this country, but they should literally be used to show appreciation for the service. If someone is being rude to you, a server is treating you badly, why are you tipping 15%? Why am I giving you extra money? I'm already paying for the meal itself. Now I'm giving you extra money for bad service? He's way too generous. I would never, bro. You're treating me badly. You want a tip? You're not getting a tip. I'm sorry.
But
I don't do that.
When it comes to like a coffee
whenever
shop,
I get if the barista's making your coffee, but like
if I talk to him, like the coffee shop we go to regularly, I tip them because I like them. They're my friends. But like I see some people that are like taking your order at like a barbecue restaurant, or just somewhere, and then they turn it around and it's like tip. And sometimes
or
I'm
like restaurants like Chipotle where you go in. And
I'm not tipping you at Chipotle. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think that's gotten out of hand? Like they'll flip the thing around
You're
and say
making
leave a tip.
$15 an hour.
You make my food. And then you don't wait on me the whole day. I do all my own
if
shit.
I'm
I fill
not
my
getting
drink up, I get
waited
my own
on.
napkins, I get my own silk.
I will agree with that. I actually will agree with that. Like, again, I tip at restaurants. I do understand tipping at a restaurant 100%. Tipping at fast food, stupid. Very dumb.
Where?
I don't think you could go wrong with tipping, but I don't think you're entitled to.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel bad for not tipping somebody at Chipotle.
So yeah, I agree with some of the things that they were saying. Yeah, definitely sit down restaurants. Of course, I 100% understand tipping there. When we get to the fast food, fast casual, it's a little bit iffy, but fast food definitely don't I don't understand that tipping at all.
Hot take, but when people say if you can't afford to tip, don't go out. If you can't afford to get bad tips, don't be a server. And that's coming from somebody who worked in restaurants. I'm just saying, like, it's a 50-50 chance. You're probably not going to get good tips sometimes. But you sign up for that job. I'm just saying.
I do agree with her 100%. Yeah, like, you can want people to tip good. You can want people to tip you 20, 25%. You can want people to tip 40%. Whatever the hell. But that's not reality. We live in the real world here. Most people may not have the money to tip you that much. Most people will still go out to eat and not tip as much as you would like. There's so many different jobs you can get. Being a waitress is I honestly feel like being a waitress is probably one of the worst jobs ever. I would never work as a waitress, but you don't have to do that. You know, you can work in McDonald's, you can work somewhere else and probably get paid even more. If waitresses are apparently getting $2.85, I doubt it. But me personally, I would not want to be a waitress though, because talking to people sounds terrible. But yeah, I do 100% understand where she's coming from. I do agree with that. You will most likely get bad tips. Of course, I do believe in tipping at sit-down restaurants. No doubt, I do that. I tip at sit-down restaurants. But the feeling that you have to tip, the like mandatory feeling that you have to tip Everywhere you go, there's an iPad turned at you, there's pressure, there's you getting mocked, people bullying you. The waitresses are probably making fun of you in the back. Stupid. But what are your thoughts about tipping culture in America? Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Where do you tip? Where do you not tip? Share your opinions on this in the comments because, again, I know a lot of people do not agree with me or may not agree with me, but this channel is for open discussion regardless of your opinions. It doesn't matter. You are entitled to think whatever you think. Subscribe to me if you enjoy my content, and my name is Kavela Jordan.